Okay, I was so impressed with that ported 590, which, by the way, I'm not done with the video yet, but I realized I forgot to mention, it also has a timing advance key from Matt Robinson. So, anyways, but I was so impressed with it, and I got this nice shiny new log here. I thought that I'd go ahead and put the 562 up against it. Now, the Echoes both were running 22-inch bars. This is going to be outfitted with a 24. It's just what it is, okay? They do both have unsharpened Husqvarna C83 chains. And we're going to be running the Stihl 400 as well. And it's going to have a 24-inch bar with this C83 chain. So the 400 and the 562 will be a straight up match. But this one right here is on its second or third tank of gas right now. The Stihl is on its 7th or 8th. Okay, that thing never hit 11,000 RPMs. It was doing 10,600 RPMs almost all the way through. So, in theory, both the Echo 620 and the Echo 590 should beat this. It should beat this because they were both spinning 10.9. The 590 was actually spinning 11.2. Right, 11.3 until it got to the middle, and then it dropped down to 10.9, and it held that the whole way. So that's exciting. This one was 10.6, so now we're going to dog it in. Okay, totally had to baby it through the cut there. So, again, the 590 and the 620 should beat this. Should. But, shoulda, coulda, woulda. Doesn't always work out that way. And I know somebody will be like, oh, well, if it had a 22-inch bar, it would have beat it. This thing is completely unmodified, not even a muffler mod. So, ow, shit, that's hot. I touched the actual transfer cap on the cylinder. Yeah, that gets toasty. But anyways, yeah, this thing's completely untouched, not even a muffler mod. The other two are like Samantha Fox. Touch me now. Oh, God. Sometimes I'm too stupid and I know it. Totally okay with it. So, yeah, enough can't be said about like this 562 and the 550 XP as well. Both of those saws perform just like a ported chainsaw, a really well ported chainsaw, as soon as you do a muffler mod. So let's say the 590 beats this thing, okay? Well, probably all I got to do is a muffler mod, and this will beat the 590. Let's say, or the 620, either one of them. Both of those saws have been significantly modified. So ow! Right on the muffler that time. Shit, I gotta pay attention. Right on the actual muffler. Jeez, I haven't done that since I was a kid. I can remember it like it was yesterday. My dad had a rototiller, one of the old kinds where the tines are up front and it just bounced around all over the place. I was probably 5 years old, and he had just been using that for, oh, I don't know, probably about an hour. And the only muffler it had was like a 3/4 inch or 1 inch pipe sticking out of the side of the engine. And I could still remember what was going through my head. I just wanted to grab that pipe. And I just grabbed right a hold of it. Ah! Yep. The weirdest thing is my mama, she wanted to put something on it, and she didn't have nothing. And this could be me and my screwed up little child brain, you know, what I remembered. But I remember she put mustard on it and put my hand in a glove. Made me wear the glove. Now, I could have got something wrong, and you know, in my head, I thought cold liquid mustard, and my mom actually put Vaseline on it. I don't know, but that's what's in my head. She put mustard on it. That can't be true. It just can't be. My mama wouldn't do that to me. Whoa, whoa, hey, hey. You get, whoa. There we go. Come on. There we go. Okay. There we go. All right. We're on. Now, another thing that's odd is I just learned the other day, because Tim Bauer at Iowa Performance Saws, he did this little video on how to set your M-Tronic on the new Stihls, the new M-Tronics. And I won't lie, I'm a little bit embarrassed. I kept thinking that I was setting this thing. Turns out I wasn't. I thought that this thing set just like the Huskies do, which the Huskies, basically you just hold it full throttle and do an easy cut through wood for as long as you can, really, until it starts to even out. So what you're about to see is going to be the very first time that I personally have ever set this Stihl. So it might all of a sudden just start being a mad, crazy machine. So you're supposed to let it idle. You put it all the way on choke. Or diamond. Fire it up and don't touch anything for 30 seconds. That was awesome. Let's do that again. I don't know what that was at all, but I couldn't get any kind of reading on my tack at all. So that's useless. Definitely felt like it had similar torque to the 620 and the 590. Definitely felt like it out-torqued the 562. It also feels like it's the torquiest it's ever been. So, either it just broke in on me, or the tune finally got right. I don't know. But it still ain't blow my mind, but it did pull through better than it's ever pulled. So that's a fantastic thing. Clearly it needed that tune. I don't know what that stutter stuff was on that first cut. Whenever I was trying to tack it out, that was weird. There was like some interference or something. I don't know what was going on. But anyways, there's your test. 562 is done. The ported 620 is done. The ported 590 is done. And the MS400 is done. So we got all of these that we can test against each other. Should be excitement. Top of the morning to yous. It is 5:58 in the morning. I've been up answering comments and editing since about 3 this morning. Couldn't sleep. I feel like such a puff. I got pollen is falling here in Georgia. And used to, as a child, or as just a younger man, no allergies whatsoever. But about the past 5 years, it just gets worse and worse. Every spring pollen season, it's bad. I couldn't sleep at all because my nose is both. I'm dried out and I'm snotty. How can you be both? That's it. But anyways, I'm trying to be kind of quiet and talk right directly into the microphone. Irene's still asleep. So, but anyways, the 562 and the 400. Curious saws. Both of them, really. The 562 in the cut on the smooth glide down the shaft, right, where I'm just letting it eat away. It never really got above 10,600 RPMs. It maybe 10,680, but 10.6 in the cut, steady as a clock, right? Whew. And I want you to remember that, right? Because both of those echoes were turning 10.9. They never dropped below 10.9. And even the 590 was even up around 11,200 in the cut. So anyways, that 562 made it through going down, blistering fast. It was like 14 seconds something. Different bar, but same chain on that 400. Same chain. And on the down cut, it is not capable of pulling it through like the 562. 67 cc's, and it cannot beat a 59 cc. Both of these saws are completely stock. I do know that the 400, the muffler is not nearly as choked up as the muffler on that 562. I also know that 562, like I said in the video, it's only got, it's on its second tank, I believe. Possibly its third, but I think it's its second tank. And that Stihl is on either its 7th or its 8th tank. I have it marked because I've been waiting for that moment whenever it's like, whoa, it broke in. Still have yet to have that moment. But most people are like saying the 8th tank is when it happens, the 8th tank. So anyways, this right here in this video, that was the very first time that I've ever tuned that Stihl. I thought that I had tuned it before because I was doing it exactly the same way that the Huskies get tuned. But I just learned from Tim that, no, you've got to do that weird, let it run for 30 seconds while it's on the diamond. The switch is on the diamond, which is basically like choke. Let it run for 30 seconds and then hold it wide open until it levels out. That was eerie to do, very eerie. But I think that it clearly made a difference because while this saw, it still isn't mind-blowing to me at all, but it did have more torque than it's ever had before, And you can see that it beat the 562. I really had to baby the 562 whenever I was dogging it in. I couldn't do much because it just didn't like it. So anyways, both these saws are kind of curious to me.
When dogging in, the 562 really doesn't like that 24 inches in red oak. It'd be, I mean, it did it, but like it'd be totally different if it was in pine, and if it had a 20-inch bar in 16 inches of pine, or 12 inches of pine, like the last test that I did where dogging in, it beat the MS400. Anyways, it seems as though the 562 is definitely capable of pulling more RPMs than the MS400 is. But in a cut like this, that is a really large chunk of wood, really hard, sturdy red oak, and it's probably over 20 inches of red oak there, that's a lot. Anyways, but the extra CCs finally kicks in with the MS400, and it's able to beat the 562 when dogging in. However, for a 67cc saw, that's not just a 67cc saw. It is premier, It is their premium, supposed to be their best ever in that size and stuff, But I'm comparing it regularly to a 59cc saw. It would get blown away by a 70 plus cc saw of any real caliber, really. So it's like, where does the 67cc Stihl MS400 fit in? It fits in if you like a 20-inch bar, because it's a nice lightweight saw and runs good. You just got to forget that you have added an extra 8 cc's on top of the 562, which that's more than 10% displacement. That's a lot, right? You added a lot of displacement in order to get basically the Stihl 362 to be competitive with the Husqvarna 562. What they had to do was they had to add 8 cc's and they had to make a magnesium piston in order for Stihl to compete with the Husky 562. And it's just competing. It's not blowing it away, because as you see, the Husky still beat it on one of the cuts. So anyways, that's enough for this video. It's probably been long. And we will move on now to putting both of these saws up against both of the Echoes, the ported 590 and the ported 620. See how they compare.